One Piece chapter 1016. Now, this is one of the more chill chapters. I would say that. A lot happened, but it's not necessarily the things that we wanted to see. I'm surprised Oda doubled back the way that he did, but it's necessary, I guess. We'll talk about it, but it was a jam-packed chapter, even though you don't feel like the plot moved forward a lot, even though we had conclusions this chapter, believe it or not. But I guess first, before we talk about it, I would like for you guys to subscribe to the channel. That definitely helps me out a lot. Drop a like as well. If you enjoy One Piece and content like this is every week. So just, you know what I'm saying? You can tap in. But anyway, One Piece chapter 1016. What actually happened here? I think with these recent chapters, something that's been really good is the aesthetic. How Oda's been drawing the surroundings, right? And I felt it. I felt the area and how the people of Wano were celebrating, or the people in the capital, celebrating the possible victory and the possible loss of Kaido. But this is the Fire Festival. And for them, typically when they celebrate, on the back end of it is turmoil again, right? It's strife. So this is a day where they can truly be happy and enjoy themselves. Even though on the back end, bad things, they're going to go back to a lot of bad things. I like the dialogue here between Hitetsu and Toko, where they reference Yasui and talking about how he's looking over them and, you know, the future of Wano. Those are important things that we have to see because it's about to be impending doom. Onigashima is heading towards the capital. So you have to show what's going on there, the people and how they're enjoying themselves and how that is going to be ruined. You're setting it up to be ruined. So this was absolutely necessary. This timing is interesting because Oda recently revealed that Toko is not the actual daughter of Yasu, right? Where he raised her, right? He found her in the Bisu town, but that's not his actual daughter. But they couldn't be any closer, right? He raised her like his own daughter. We transition to CP0, and I think they are absolutely necessary as well. Again, this chapter should be called Necessity because there's a bunch of moments that's happening that, again, it's not fast-paced, upbeat things that's been happening in the recent chapters, progressing the story in a meaningful way or even explosive news or revelations like we've been getting. This is necessary progression and information giving us an update as to what's been going on. So personally, as the arc has been going on, something that I've been asking myself is, you know, I wonder what is the current number of people, like how much have they dwindled those numbers? And CP0, they're providing the context that we need. So it's bringing some finality. Not right now because the disparity is still so great, but it's shifting, right? And you feel the shift, of course, because of Otama and because of what they're doing on the live floor with Queen and Chopper and Marco and King. So you feel the tide shifting, but it's still overwhelmingly on Kaido's side, 20,000 to 7,000 now. And so they're documenting the shift and the change, and this chapter feeds into that because then we flow right into Nami and Ulti and what's going on over there. Something that I mentioned as well is that Momonosuke is dead. And it's kind of the same thing where they feel like if they mention or say that Momonosuke is dead to everyone, it's going to bring down the morale. But we saw last chapter just how they said it about Luffy, and it kind of backfired on them because Momonosuke came out and said, no, Luffy's not dead. Luffy's still okay. But they think Momonosuke is dead because him and Shinobu seemingly fell, but obviously Momonosuke is not dead. But again, it's a way to kind of sway the battle. It seems like collectively everyone feeds into Kaido's mantra of breaking the spirits of the opposition, and Bao Huang is the same way, where she's literally saying to break their spirits. So I know some people may have issues with Nami and her being a focus again after we felt like basically her arc or her short moment had come and gone. I think this was a clever way for Oda to bring it back and give us what we wanted. Nami versus Ulti. Now, Ulti is in a very weakened state, and Nami seemingly has a power-up now. And I loved the dialogue back and forth between Nami and Zeus. We talked about it with Oda saying, you know, the name that Nami suggested is Cotton, it being a homie. There's some things going on there that we probably got to talk about at some point, Oda. But I thought it was a funny conversation with Zeus, you know, talking about how he transitioned from Big Mom to Nami. Very enlightening stuff, and it's funny as well. Ulti, every time she's on panel, is pretty cool. I thought she would be done for the arc after being impaled by Big Mom, what we thought with the Mazer Cannon. It's like an angle thing, like with Luffy and Katakuri, where initially we feel like Luffy had, you know, been impaled and his entire intestines and his entire stomach was about to fall out. Then we see it and it's like a graze. And it's the same thing for Ulti, where it seemed like it did a lot of internal damage, where she would just take one more hit and then she's out. Zeus mentioned this. I mean, for Zeus, is like, how would you even know that? But Zeus did hit Ulti, and I'm not sure if this is how Zeus is going to be used going forward, providing context and giving Nami information that she wouldn't normally be privy to or she wouldn't normally know. But I like it. I mean, I think it's a necessary power-up, and I love that Nami missed the actual Thunderbolt, but then here comes Zeus to say, you know, that's my job to make sure it hits. That was great to me. And I mentioned backfiring before, whereas them saying that Luffy had been defeated and Momonosuke used the fact fact that they can broadcast to everyone against them. And it happened again here with Bao Huang. She's so surprised that Ulti was defeated, she blurted out, Page One Sama was defeated the same way. And now everyone's like, wait, what? And so now it has the reverse effect. Otama's about to make an announcement. We can speculate on whatever that could be, but I mean, that Nami, Ulti, Usopp's, it was good. Yamato and Kaido. Again, there's not too much to go off of here, but there's some subtle things that Kaido mentioned that we can touch on. We're not going to go too in depth, right? But I would have liked Yamato and Kaido, their conversation to be a bit more profound and not so generic in a way where they're talking about things. It's like, well, that's a conversation where I feel like I could guess that's what they were going to say to each other. The important thing here, right? Because we're going to get into the Yamato conversation on Sunday. The important thing here, I think, is when Kaido said, I stayed here because Wano is special. And that's something that we already knew, but how did Kaido know that? And how long has Kaido known that? Is that the reason why Kaido specifically chose Wano to be the place that he occupied? Would he have occupied Wano regardless? So this brings so many questions into my head because these are things I questioned beforehand. I questioned whether or not Kaido knew about Wano being special, about how Wano was closed off to everyone for a long time, being held off by Ryuma, where the poneglyphs are being held, the Kozuki. Because even back then, Kaido said to Oden, like the Kozuki bloodline ends here, where it felt like it was a bit personal for him. So this opens so many different things, and we're going to ask questions as it goes on. But that was the most profound thing. Again, we're on break next week, so we're not going to get to see a chapter, but we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff this week. But guys, give me your thoughts, man. How did you feel about the chapter? Something people were mentioning as well is Yamato and Kaido. If she's able to hold off Kaido till Luffy returns, does that mean she's worth joining the crew? That's something that I guess people can speculate. For me, it doesn't matter, because something I had said that Yamato knows Kaido, so she is going to probably hold off Kaido a bit better than anyone would, because she knows her father. She knows what he does well. She knows what he struggles with. She can hold off and buy time. She's the perfect person to do that. She even said herself, I'm not going to beat you, but I can buy some time till Luffy comes back. Granted, Luffy and what's going on with him, that's something that we wanted to see. We wanted some update on Momonosuke, some more Joy Boy stuff, but that's going to come. These things are necessary. I think Oda's taking his time by taking out the Flying Six, so eventually when Luffy comes back, then it's like, okay, maybe we have a couple Flying Six members left. We show Luffy's fight, then we show the Flying Six members' fights. Everything is somewhat wrapping up at the same time Luffy's is. Is this speculating that Kaido will be fought 1v1 by Luffy? Maybe. I still think he has help. Law maybe is going to intervene and help as well. There was no Big Mom Law and Kid update here, but very good stuff. Very good chapter. Not as explosive or interesting as the previous ones, but there are tidbits in here that you can take from and say, okay, what's going on here? Because Oda has some very subtle things that he likes to do, and this chapter continued that. So guys, give me your thoughts. How did you feel about the chapter? What was your favorite moment? Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Guys, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost. I rewrite it.